Good evening, firing squad of the Killing Wall. This is your Rand Commander speaking. And tonight, we're going to be coming across a particular topic, one that many of us have had to deal with. A lot of it's going to sound almost triggering. A lot of it, in many ways, is going to seem like I'm calling you out. Other times, it's going to be something that you're going to be able to relate to. Either way, as we're tackling it, there's going to be some ambiguity, I think. But first, let's see who's reporting in. Yes. Troops Jeremy and Paige. Glad to see you both tuning in. So, Troop Abby. So glad for you to report in. First things first, beginning of the briefing. Down below is the link to donate to help out Kinko. Buy a Kinko shirt. That's an order. Download the Live 365 app and watch and listen to Hellfire Radio there. That's an order. We also have a YouTube channel. Highly suggest you check it out. And I also have my own YouTube channel where past episodes of this wonderful briefing will be, so you can always watch it there. Not to mention the fact that we're still on Facebook Live. We're on Twitch. We're on Instagram. We're everywhere. So check it out. If you can, hop over to Hellfire Radio, like the page on Facebook. It makes me look good, makes the station look good, helps it out, keeps me on the air, okay? Okay, good. I don't want to have to repeat myself. So you better be sharing this to groups, better be sharing this to timelines, multiple timelines. And if you are part of any groups that are over 25,000 members strong, post there. Seriously, post there. That's an order. Troop Beth, glad to see you reporting in. Troop Takar, glad to see you tuning in. Troop J, awesome. Troop Gabby, glad to see you tuning in. Now, tonight's rant. Oh, it's a doozy. We're talking about dating, morons. And I don't just mean dating a moron. I'm talking about the morons that exist that you come across when you're trying to find someone to date. Funny, isn't it? So, let's have a little bit of a breakdown, shall we? The individual types, they're all over the place. They're all over the place. Troop J, glad to see you porting in. Okay. First off, this is going to be gender specific to some, might be gender neutral to others. And believe you me, I'm not just attacking one. I'm going after two. I'm going after all. Because I guarantee you, a lot of this shit is not specific to one gender. It's not. It's not. I do see a lot of shit coming in from the male side, but I also see a lot of shit coming in from the female side. So you troops, you're all equally fucking worthless when it comes to this shit. Because I guarantee you, if you haven't experienced it, you've probably done it. So consider this a wake-up call. And hopefully, whatever groups you share this to, wherever you share this briefing, maybe one of them will see it. And then they'll get called out for it. I guarantee it. So, let's talk about, first off, the assholes on dating websites that claim to be single, but they're behind their woman's back. Funny, isn't it? Troop Jacob, glad that you're reporting in. There's always that schmuck that says, can we meet somewhere? And it's never at his place. Never at his place. And it always seems to be at a weird time of day. And by weird time of day, it's usually during the day, in the week, not the weekend, during the week. Interesting. Forgive me, I got a bit of a toothache. I need the heat. Okay? This means chances are he's doing something behind somebody's back while they're at work. Same thing for you ladies. You claim you're not married. But yep, have a tendency to want to hook up with guys during the week, during work hours. You realize nobody's schedule is ever set in stone. Some people like to come home for lunch. Nothing is more destructive. Nothing. You're playing with fire. But you always got those morons that think that they could get away with it. You want to know why people get away with it? You want to know why? Because you got too many people looking for dick and looking for pussy. Okay? And they're willing to risk it. Willing to risk it. You got those that claim to be part of a relationship dynamic where they're allowed to do this, but they tell you don't talk to the wife or don't talk to the boyfriend. Yeah, that's a little suspect. If somebody ever tells you that they're part of a particular relationship dynamic, but purposely do not want you contacting their significant other, red flag. Get the fuck out and tell your friends. Because that fucker's looking. That fucker's looking to get some. It's nuts. It's nuts. It's nuts. And you want to know what? All sites are full of that shit. And you know what? That brings me to the second type. The second type. The ones that are single, ironically. But they're dating multiple people. Now, there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. As a matter of fact, I encourage it. Get a full fucking poison. And if you're deciding to be monogamous and you're looking for that special one, pick the one that you feel you're the most comfortable with. But there's that one fucking thing you better be doing. And it's informing the other individual that you're currently dating others at the moment. You know what that means? You know what that means? That means that you're being smart. You're covering your bases by letting them know that you haven't quite chosen anybody yet. Make sure they know this from the get-go. In many ways, the other person might actually try a little bit harder. They'll put their better foot forward. And you know what, Jacob? I'll tell you this. I've been on Tinder before. You want to know what's funny about Tinder? That's a regional thing. Because me, all I ever find are ads. Escorts and ads. That's all I find. All I find. Bots. Fake accounts. And the reason why I know there's always a good majority of fake accounts on dating sites is because I used to work for two of them. I used to work for Plenty of Fish, and I also used to work for OkCupid. In both cases, you know how many real accounts there are? About a good 2% of the female accounts on there are actually females that want to date. The ones that actually have humans behind their accounts that don't want to date, they're not looking for a hookup. They're there to do what's known as engagement. They are there specifically to make you feel like you actually have a chance. That brings me to another part. Another fucking perpetrator, but I'll get there in a second. Okay? These accounts work for the site. They're there to engage, usually with male profiles, because there is a severe fucking gender skew. Okay? Communicate with them, show some sense of interest, and then eventually go silent. They're to make the individual feel like, wow, this site does work. It's funny, isn't it? It's a form of manipulation. But, Troop Timothy, glad to see you tuning in. Quack, quack, if anything, you're one of the realest fucking psychopaths I know. All the awesome. Anyways. Here's something I can't stand. The ones that say that they're in it for a relationship. They get their dick wet. Or they get their twat filled. And then suddenly, they vanish. They vanish without a trace. They got what they wanted and they rolled. Now, I hate to say this. This is partially a small smidgen, and this is a hot take here. This is partially the fault of the individual that gets deuced on, not just the guy or the girl that's doing the deucing. Because most of the time, there are a number of fucking red flags that pop up that you probably ignored because your ass was thirsty. That's right. That's right. Number of red flags. I know I did a show on red flags a while back, but you want to know what? No, this one is specifically involving the dating. Okay? Here's the issue. All right? Most of the time, you'll notice that their account has been around for a minute. Okay? And by a minute, I mean quite literally, account created 5 minutes ago. All right? They respond to you almost immediately. Serenade you with a lot of stereotypes. The kind that leads a person to believe this could be something. The stereotypes. And they're very quick to meet up. The same day you start messaging them, immediately they want to meet up. That's a red flag. That means they're looking to get some and roll. And then there's a whole bunch of different dating interactions. I've gone over it in a past episode. But in all seriousness, once they get what it is that they want and they roll, suddenly they're not responding to your messages. Suddenly they're too damn busy. You know, them, ironically, without a job, which, again, red flag. Okay? Unemployed, yet somehow is extremely busy. After they put their dick in you, or after they wrapped around their lips on you. And suddenly, guess what? They're too busy to even communicate. How peculiar. You fell for a trap. Ain't that a bitch? If you notice that's going on, you roll. Next type. The serial monogamist. These are the ones that when you're talking with them, they got nothing but bad shit to talk about in regards to their prior partner. Now, the reason why I'm saying I call that a serial monogamist is because despite all that, they stayed with them for years. They were constantly insecure about every little thing, and you spent most of the relationship reassuring them. But you stayed with them for like 5 years. Why would you do that? Because they don't want to be alone. Let me tell you something. That is a bad thing. Don't do the thing. Run. If you have to spend 90% of the damn relationship assuring somebody that you're happy to be in the relationship, that's a red flag. Okay? Now, here's the thing. Every once in a while, you do strike gold. You do. It's rare. But you strike gold. That's legit the odds of striking gold in reality when going up to a mountain that has no record of gold. Same odds. Nothing but shit to talk about their prior partners. But somehow stayed with them for years. Something fucked up. And I know I'm going through these rather quick. And it's mostly because, one, I'm in pain. And two, because there are so many. There are so many, troops. Here's another one. This one is, I hate to say it, is primarily one that you ladies are guilty of. Okay? It's a biggie. I call them carrot dangling. You know what carrot dangling is? I'll tell you. I'm going to fucking coin that phrase. Carrot dangling. Okay? It's when somebody shows you just enough attention and just enough interest to keep you contacting them. Just enough interest to make you want them. But when it comes time to actually seal the deal, to meet up, to actually do something about all that want, they never seem to follow through. Odd. It's odd. They always seem to keep you on the hook. It's a dangerous thing. I call them carrot danglers because the moment you start to get close to the carrot, they push it further away. Every time. You see, a lot of you ladies can't understand why an incel exists. Do you know that that type of behavior is what creates one? That makes people distrust those of the female persuasion almost immediately. It does happen with both sexes, Troop Julia. I'm not lying, but the primary one, let's face it, is the ladies. Just like the primary amount of rapes that occur are perpetrated by men. There is a stereotype. Okay? It's upsetting. But this is what creates people that don't trust women. This is what creates incels. This type of behavior. They're after the chase. They want the chase. I want to feel wanted, but I don't want to actually be got, right? Because the want is exactly what I'm after. You know how many women I actually know hop on dating sites, not because they're interested in dating, but because they want the actual attention and the messages? They get off on it. Why do you think Instagram models exist? They ain't in that for money. Who are you trying to fool? People fucking losing their shit when they lose followers. Some of the most insecure people on the fucking planet, they thrive on the attention they get from others. So they'll do everything they can to perpetuate it, but never follow through on it. And it's ridiculous because then people wonder why. There are so many jaded individuals out there. This is why. Men too. Men are notorious for doing that shit too. The only difference is that they'll follow through and then ghost somebody. They're usually doing it because they want something. They ain't in it for the attention. They're in it because of some sort of monetary gain, some sort of material gain. Sometimes it's sexual gain. A while back, I saw a pretty fucked up meme. Glad to see you here, Tristan. Here's a fucked up meme I saw. Guy said he got catfished on Plenty of Fish. And it's a woman that the guy apparently felt was unattractive because he got catfished. But then said, but she got weed though, so it's cool. It's a little peculiar. I see memes where guys will perpetuate a connection with somebody just to get their phone bill paid. It's fucked up. Carrot danglers are the worst. And the problem is that it breeds incels. It breeds insecurity. It breeds distrust. It makes guys like me have to clean up the mess. It's fucked up. I legitimately think technology these days is exactly what fucking made it a hell of a lot easier for incels to be created. Because now you can dangle the carrot through cyberspace a hell of a lot faster to multiple people within an instant. You don't got to actually physically interact with the individual. You don't got to know them personally. You just got to send a message and send the right one and string them along. Troop Jeremy is hitting me here with a mini briefing here. Let me read this. It's all about instant gratification. Someone that just likes to have attention will take advantage of that. When that initial thrill is gone, so are you. And on to the next. It's shallow and pointless. Go back through the chats on live videos here and pay attention. You'll see that people are looking for something and don't know how to find it clearly. Troop Rob, glad to see you tuning in. And Troop Sergeant Jeremy, I completely and totally fucking agree. There are chats on live videos, and there are people purposely looking for attention. They're called trolls. So far, Troop Tristan, you are not. Everybody in here, if you share this to 10 groups, that's 160 fucking shares. Isn't that fucking awesome? Just to 10. Each of you. Takes 5 seconds to do it. Now, we got another mini briefing here. I love this. Thing is, you can live your life scared of what someone might or might not do, or you can live it. Ultimately, it's a choice. You can't blame your reaction to others' actions on them. People can be horrible, but all I could do is be real, honest, and confident. Let others be what they are. You're responsible for your own behavior no matter what someone else has done. 100% agreed. I'm not saying that the actions of incels is excused. Not at all. But people try to wonder why the hell an incel is created. You could turn the sweetest fucking guy on the planet into one if you string him along long enough. Yes, he is responsible for how he reacts to it. Yes, no doubt. No doubt. But sure as hell has made a hell of a lot easier. Troop Takara, I am so glad that you reported in. You are hereby dismissed. Hopefully I'll see you again. Who knows? Maybe Defiance might show up. You know what I haven't seen in a while? Hashtag Break the Baron. But that said, seriously, that wasn't a prompt. Seriously, though, That's what creates incels. And then once you wind that fucker up, it's going to walk whatever direction it's going to. Troop Timothy, I can understand that. But you want to know what? Everybody is trashy thinker one way or the other. It's how they act on it that matters. How they act on it. Hands down. And I think my internet connection kind of like blooped there for a hot second. But seriously, though. All right. Then think about this. Think about this. How about the ones that always seem to know exactly where you are? I'm talking about stalkers. Stalkers aren't incels. Agreed, Troop Rob, agreed. Stalkers are not incels. Stalkers are a completely different class. Stalkers are the ones that don't know how to stop with their shit. They don't read social cues. They don't realize that, in all honesty, maybe they're taking things a little too far. We've had a few. It's been handled. But here is a pro tip. If you find yourself purposely trying to find a person's home address, you might be a stalker. If you're looking through all of their social media pages on multiple platforms just to find a direct email, you might be a stalker. If you are doing better research than most pissed off girlfriends are on their boyfriends when they suspect them of cheating, you might be a stalker. If you think that showing up at somebody's house with a bouquet of flowers and you've never met the person in person and had an actual direct conversation with them, you might be a stalker. If you have photos of the individual taken through a window screen, you might have a problem. I'm just saying. There are too many. Too many. Thank you for the correction there, Sergeant Jeremy. Yeah. They aren't missing a social cue. They are deliberately ignoring it. Thank you. Stalking should be a felony. This is why you're promoted to a sergeant. You know your shit. I mean, it upsets me. And I can't even get rage angry about it. I can't. Because you know what? It's sad. It's sad to me. But stalkers are a problem. Now, that's not to say that if you tell them that, sorry, something personal, can't necessarily connect with it, but I'm glad you appreciate my social media presence, then, well, Okay. And if they follow it, they weren't being a creep. They were merely showing intense fan appreciation. Troop Saber, thank you for reporting in. You're overseas in Europe, aren't you? Germany? I think. See, the biggest issue more than all is people don't think things through. They're thinking with a part of their body that has no cognitive function. They might be thinking with what's below their waist or with this whatever is within their thoracic cavity. Neither one of those got much brains. But if either one of those are doing the thinking for you, might be a problem. This is why they're fucking morons. Troop Matthew, thank you for reporting in. This is why this is titled Dating Morons. Because these are people that legitimately think that they are dating material. They are not. There's another type. This one's bad. Lizard brain is still part of the cerebral cortex there, Troop Timothy, so I don't even consider that. There's another type. You want to know what type I can't stand? Personally, I can't stand. Other than carrot danglers. Carrot danglers are top 3. Number 1 that I can't stand. Those that use virtue signaling as a dating positive. Some of you might not know what I'm talking about. I'll tell you what I mean. Somebody that uses the identification of being someone that is woke or social justice warrior. Somebody that makes their actions of being respectful somehow a bullet point. Common fucking sense should not be a bullet point. Being decent should not be a fucking bullet point. I know somebody that was messaged by someone fairly recently on a social media website, not Facebook, but another one. And Tristan, everybody is entitled to speak. Whether or not I get to you is another thing. But they got messaged saying, as a key aspect, I'm a social justice warrior. I stand up for women's rights. I believe in X, Y, and Z. I also vote for this party and that party and all this other things. I also took part in these protests. That's supposed to be dating plot points? That's supposed to make you want the individual. If those are dating plot points, guess the fuck what? I'm done. Having a job, bullet point. Having mental stability, bullet point. Having emotional stability, bullet point. Having some semblance of emotional maturity, bullet point. Smoker or non-smoker, possible bullet point. Good with pets, possible bullet point. Having kids, possible bullet point. I'm a social justice warrior? No, not a bullet point. You're using virtue signaling to get into the pants of the nearest fucking feminist you can find. Your virtue signaling is what you're fucking doing. You're purposely trying to say, don't look at me as a rapist, otherwise guess what? You'll expose me. Virtue signaling is the worst because it's the most disingenuous way to try and attract someone. Being a decent human being is not and should not be something that should be unique. And remember, your being decent can be somebody else's fucking atrocious. Dating websites are the worst there, Troop Gabby. They are. You want to be able to actually make a connection with somebody? Just message somebody. Just message somebody. Start up a conversation. Learn about the individual. I had one relationship that started on the actual Killing Wall Facebook group. They requested membership. This was a few years back, about a good 5 years back. Well, Troop Abby, all I can tell you is if somebody views your being disabled as a negative, then they just made your decision to drop them all the fucking easier. I'd date you if you'd have me. Now, where the fuck was I going with that? Somebody had requested access to the Killing Wall page about 5 years ago. And they weren't friends with me. They weren't friends with any of my friends either. So, FetLife is red, Facebook is blue, no mutual friends. Who the fuck are you? But I got to talking to them. And it was a very wonderful individual. She and I connected on a lot of fucking levels. Loved the fucking page. Wanted to continue to talk. We continued to talk. It was some of the best fucking sex I'd ever had in my life. They stuck around for quite a while. They were a casual partner. It was great. And then she continued to live on to her life. And at the time, I had to continue living on mine. And guess what? She found happiness with somebody else, and I could not be happier for her. We still keep in contact every now and again. It's not as it was in the past, but you know what? I purposely do not. I don't like not being friends with people that I'm no longer physically intimate with. I don't like not being friends with people that I've connected with that way. Because you know what? That kind of connection with somebody, you share that with them, it meant I gave a fuck enough to try and make you feel good. And if that's the case, guess what? That means that I trust you enough to remain friends. Oh, no, it's okay, Abby. The thought of dating you is always going to throw me off because it puts a smile on my face slightly. Even though I'm in massive amounts of pain right now. Oh, I'm going to get there in a second there, Troop Jeremy. I'm just reading through all the individual comments here. People use virtual signaling in place of personality, a modern version of the dumb jock who thinks sexual exploits are their personality. Yeah, I know. Definitely a good point there, Troop Matthew. Troop Julia, I've been known to do that too, but you want to know what the thing is that a lot of the negative traits that I post are accurate. I'm the guy that will flat out tell people my mouth will get me in trouble because I have no filter. And if you can't handle me when I have no fucking filter, you can't handle me when I actually want to use one. I will straight up tell a person, guess what? I'm the kind of person that will walk up to somebody and on the first day that I'm talking to them, actually flat out say, hey, guess what? I think you're all kinds of awesome. I think you're great. We've had like a 7-hour long conversation. We've had this coffee and it's great. I want to tell you right now, I'm comfortable enough to hug you. And earlier in the conversation, I guarantee you, I've told somebody that if I'm comfortable enough to hug you, I'm comfortable enough to put my dick in you. And if they don't balk at that, they're a quality individual because they know they're getting somebody that's honest. It is far better to mow through the bush than beat a fucking round it. It cuts through the bullshit. You're meeting me. 100% unabridged, unadulterated, no filtered me. And if you can't stand what I'm like that, guess what? I appreciate your time. I appreciate the effort. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. That's it. I don't believe in being flowery. You either take me direct or not at all. The only time whenever I will say that I'm a unique person is when I get vindictive. Because that's the only time when I'll say I am not like the guys you dated in the past. I'm going to bring you a whole different level of fucking pain. Thank you very much, Troop Aaron. Thank you there, Adjutant Amelia. Now, assholes, the new asshole dumb jock is the one that uses dick pics. The one that says, hey, take a look at this. See, that's my dick. They use those as profile pics on some dating sites. They send those as messages. Let me tell you something, okay? Having a dick is very much like expressing a religion. It's cool to be proud of it. It's nice to admire it, but I really appreciate it if you don't shove it into my face unless I ask for it. And not for nothing, bigger isn't always better. I would know. The last time I sucked a dick that was huge, I don't pity you ladies. Jaws are a fucking thing. Dear gods. Oh. Ooh. Yeah, no, man. That shit fucking hurts. I get about a good 10 minutes in and I'm thinking my freaking half my face is about to break off. Fucker was packing over 11. I'm not joking. I was a general contractor's son. I served as his ground man for about a good 20 fucking years. I can do a measurement with my eyes. This lovely, lovely trans woman still had their equipment. I don't know. Unfortunately, I didn't get the opportunity to really delve into it too much about the subject matter, but they still had their equipment and they weren't really looking to remove it. So when I saw what they were packing, wow. And all I could think to myself is that's going to do some damage. So guess what? Guys that send dick pics and they're huge, you're not necessarily attracting somebody. You're scaring them the fuck off. You know, me, I got no fucking shame in admitting it. You know, I ain't carrying a fucking baseball bat in my pants. What I got does its job. Some people say it's nice. Others say they've had bigger. Others have said, hey, it does the fucking job great. Has absolutely nothing to fucking do with the size. It's the angling. It's the pace. It's the depth. That's what it's all about. Troop Julia, I am on every single night at 12:30 Eastern Standard. 12:30 a.m. Eastern Standard. Tune in Monday through Friday. 12:30 Eastern. This way, guess what? You'll get to hear what tomorrow night's topic is. And the night after that. But thank you for tuning in. You are hereby dismissed. What's that, Troop Tristan? Fucking a sergeant? Actually,
it was a response to the comment.
Hold on.
Fucking a sergeant.
Oh.
It's okay.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Adjutant Amelia, for clearing that up. Abby, you know what? I stopped using that analogy. It isn't the size of the boat, it's the motion of the ocean. Unfortunately, it takes forever and a day to get to England in a rowboat. And that, to continue that metaphor, means if you have a fucking Oxford goddamn rowing team, you'll get there faster than most fucking steamships. And that's my reply to that. I have some great fucking replies to insults like that, where people think they got one over on you and you fucking turn the tables and flip it right back at them. Somebody gives you the finger, you ask them whether or not that's their sperm count or their IQ. I hate to say, if it's a woman that's doing it, okay, and they give you the finger, you simply tell them if that's the going rate or if that's their IQ. It's the ultimate, it's the ultimate mic drop. And the thing is, it spans all genders. It doesn't matter what you're packing between your legs. It's all about what you do with your tongue. And I've been equated to John Wick with a knife when it comes to my tongue. Not to boast. So, folks, that's the second most important muscle in your body. The first one's this. Pay a fucking attention. Because a lot of these morons that send dick pics, they don't know what the fuck to do with it. They don't. They don't know what to do with something that big. They don't know what to do with anything but that. These are the same fucks that think that the only part of a female's anatomy is their ass. You ever notice this? It seems to be a massive amount of focus on anal being the only fucking thing that somebody's interested in. I guarantee you, if there's any folks in here have noticed, okay? That seems to be the great fucking conquest. Let me tell you something. Anal is nowhere near as much of a fucking awesome thing. Troop Matthew, let me tell you something. Big guys and big gals, they're fun in the sheets. You know why? They actually try harder. They try harder. That's what I've learned in my life. You want somebody that's actually going to give a fuck in the sheets? Go after somebody that isn't overburdened with a high fucking ego. Oral will always trump anal there, Troop Rob. Always. And by oral, I mean giving it to a wonderful, wonderful pussy. People that focus on getting a blowjob, no. Don't get me wrong. If somebody's into it, okay, cool. But you know what? You better be ready to return the favor. I have three romantic partners that I regularly can interact with. 3. Okay? I told them one thing when it comes to me and the sheets. And this is something that should be a universal fucking law. Don't do anything to you that I wouldn't want to have done to myself. And if I don't want to have it done to me, I will never do it to you unless you ask for it. Plain and simple. Seems like a nice law, right? Makes the most sense, avoids any kind of confusion. If you want something and I'm not into it going through to me, but you ask for it, I'm happy to fucking do it. But I'll never take the initiative and do something to you that I wouldn't be ready to have done to me. Amen to that, Troop Rob. Amen to that. You know, that should be an Olympic fucking sport. Because if you have any skill at doing it, you deserve a goddamn medal. It's an art. I used to teach a class on it. It's a pen with an apple. I just griefed a few people with a fucking earworm with that. See, I taught a class on that. The fact that that class was packed tells me it's something that there's a desire to learn it. So, and to make no mistake about it, the room was full of very, very angry lesbians. And I got a standing ovation. So apparently I knew what the fuck I was talking about. I'm not trying to brag. Because you know what the thing is that you put in enough work, you pay enough of fucking attention, guess what happens? You get good. Yeah, Paige, that's where I was kind of going with this. Don't do anything unless you're willing to reciprocate. Jeremy, I had somebody do that hypnotically. It was downright hilarious. I never seen anybody fall on their back with a hard-on faster. I know, Troop Tristan. I might have been replying with an old school meme from back in the day. It was called the pineapple pen. Pen, pineapple, apple pen. Old school internet meme. And it's medals, not medals. There, Troop Page. Adjutant Amelia, make sure that you file disciplinary paperwork on Troop Page. Assholes that date, they don't give a shit about your reactions. They don't care about your wants. They don't care about your needs. All they fucking care about is what they get out of it. They want the blowjob, they want the anal, and then they get what they want, and then they roll out. It's fucked up. It's beyond fucked up. All you troops that just reported in earlier, you better have shared this out to at least 10 groups. Join some groups and then share me out. This is an important briefing. And 9 times out of 10, I'll tell you this. You do good enough oral on a chick, they will return the favor. Ladies are very much like fucking diesel engines. Once you get them started, oh, they ain't stopping for a while. Thank you, Troop Tristan. Thank you so fucking much. Thank you for that. All right. I actually managed to almost skip to this part. We got any questions, comments, concerns, complaints? By the way, if you want to support this show, my PayPal link I'm going to have start scrolling now. And also, you can check out hellfireradio.com for their merch. It helps out the station. That's good there, Troop Matthew. Approach it like a battle plan. I get hyper freaking analytical. You did there, Troop Tristan. You certainly did. Believe it or not, Jeremy, there is. They're mostly overseas, though. If you have a fetish for it, there's a site for it. You just gotta know where to look. The only thing I ask, use NordVPN or something. Hide where the fuck you're checking it out from. I've heard all sorts of shit since my time traveling in kink circles. I've heard of people wanting to be hypnotized to be cows and get milked. That's a thing. Okay? There are people that want to get hypnotized and then treated like they are having a freaking microwave swung at their head. That's a thing. I know somebody that purposely got electrocuted in the mouth. Adjutant Amelia. Everything is a kink. That is true there, Troop Page. And Troop Jeremy, you may call them horrible suggestions, but that might be somebody else's yum. There is a phrase that circulates throughout the kink world. Don't yuck somebody's yum. Thank you, Troop Page. Your kink may not be my kink, but that's okay. But there are some kinks out there that are a little bit, you know, and some things are not kinks. Some of them are felonies. Troop Tristan, one of the reasons why I don't smile, I'm trained not to smile. I have really fucked up teeth, so it takes a lot for me to smile. Unless I'm overemphasizing a point. Nope. Oh, goodness. It's a beautiful day in the firing range. A beautiful day to take aim. 2 to the chest. 1 to the head. My final word on douchebags overall is if people are 100% honest with what the fuck it is that they want from the get-go, guess what? People will be a lot happier. Incels won't be a thing. You know, you'll get guys, yeah. Troop Jeremy, I'll tell you this. Dating sites, there are very few legit dating sites for severe kink. Very few. There are social media sites that deal with kink, but they are not dating sites. And people that treat those sites like they're dating sites are a bad thing. Me, I smoke Marlboro Reds 100s. Ultimate Cowboy Killers there, Troop Tristan. I've been smoking them for over 20 years. Actually, 25 years. Yeah. I've been smoking them for 25 years. And when I'm smoking my pipe, I smoke Captain Black Cavendish. And if you're clear and straightforward there, as Troop Rob is mentioning, you're not going to have that many problems. Now, don't get me wrong. That doesn't guarantee that you're going to get somebody quick. What that is going to do, it's going to weed through the people that will leave quick. It'll weed through the people that are going to give you more shit than shine. And nobody deserves shit to have to go through. I'm reading what Troop Jeremy said. I've heard something similar, only it wasn't a flamethrower. It was a triacetylene torch. And it wasn't an overpass. It was into a lake. The person wasn't dead. The person was just unconscious. but it's a thing. You can hypnotically kill somebody. Your comments are not traumatizing. It's not the worst I've heard or the worst I've seen. I've seen somebody go into full-blown panic mode during a hypnosis interaction. But anyways, folks, I think that's going to be it for tonight's broadcast. My mouth is fucking killing me. It's not because I sucked a dick, but it is because I have a very, very, very rotten tooth in my lower right-hand jaw. And it legit is inspiring me to want to punch an infant into orbit. That's how I get when I'm in pain. I don't want to be touched. I don't want to be interacted with. All I want to fucking do is relax and go the fuck to sleep. The pain becomes that all-encompassing. Any last-minute comments before I dismiss you? I'm waiting. Let me just check and see if there's any other comments elsewhere. Negative. Wish I could there, Troop Rob. Unfortunately, I've got no dental insurance. All right. I'm going to try, Troop Abby. But thank all of you for reporting in. Remember, be decent to one another. Be direct and honest with one another. Be clear with one another. And as always stated before and shall be stated again, I shall see y'all tomorrow for tomorrow night's briefing. Y'all are hereby disfucking missed.